Hello students, our next topic in line is quinolones and fluoroquinolones. The learning objective is to study the pharmacology of quinolones and fluoroquinolones as newer antibacterial agents. First, the quinolones. Nalidixic acid 4-quinolone was introduced in 1962. This exerted an antimicrobial action by inhibiting the DNA synthesis. Both nalidixic acid and siloxazine have been used for treating acute urinary tract infections due to gram-negative pathogens. For this reason, quinolones and fluoroquinolones have been linked to drugs which are used in the treatment of urinary tract infection. They exert their bactericidal action against susceptible organisms like E. coli, Klebsiella, and Proteus. But the problem with quinolones was these drugs did not achieve effective systemic antibacterial levels, and bacterial resistance was also a serious limitation with quinolones. Therefore, this led to the introduction of fluorinated 4-quinolones called fluoroquinolones. Next is fluoroquinolones. There are a group of full fluoroquinolones which are widely used clinically. They are enoxacin, norfloxacin, ciprofloxacin, levofloxacin, lomefloxacin, ofloxacin, pefloxacin, and sparfloxacin. Very commonly used drugs. The characteristic features of fluoroquinolones are that they have an extended spectrum of action, uh, and which includes many gram positive and more serious gram negative aerobic bacteria. They have a higher activity against Neisseria, gonorrhea, and ureaplasma urealyticum. They also have anti-pseudomonal activity. And these drugs, they act by inhibiting the DNA synthesis by specifically acting on the enzyme called as DNA gyrase. Now, this enzyme is responsible for the unwinding and supercoiling of bacterial DNA prior to its replication, so that DNA synthesis does not take place. These drugs have fewer side effects, and microbial resistance also does not develop rapidly. So definitely there are advantages, lot of advantages of fluoroquinolones over quinolones, and therefore these drugs are more preferred under this class of urinary antiseptics. Now coming to the therapeutic uses of quinolones and fluoroquinolones. Amongst the quinolones, nalidixic acid and siloxacine are useful only for urinary tract infections which are caused by susceptible organisms. Whereas the fluoroquinolones have a greater, wider applications. Like for example, ciprofloxacin is effective in resistant urinary tract infections and prostatitis. Also used in the treatment of osteomyelitis, cystic fibrosis, gonorrhea, bacterial bowel infections, and in the treatment of traveler's diarrhea. Whereas norfloxacin is used to treat uncomplicated urinary tract infections, gonorrhea, and prostatitis. Enoxacin used to treat gonorrhea, urinary tract infections, and chronic bronchitis. Ofloxacin used to treat genitourinary, respiratory, GI tract, and soft tissue infections, whereas sparfloxacin is used in lower respiratory tract infections, gonococcal and non-gonococcal urethritis in males, chronic bronchitis, acute otitis media, gynecological infections. So if you look at the therapeutic applications, Fluoroquinolones are widely used in soft tissue inflammatory reactions and urinary tract, like urinary tract or respiratory tract or gastrointestinal tract infections. Talking about the adverse reactions of quinolones and fluoroquinolones, these drugs, both quinolones and fluoroquinolones, are generally well tolerated drugs. So there is no very peculiar or acute adverse reaction. However, common adverse reactions like nausea, headache, dizziness, abdominal discomfort, skin rashes are generally observed. Hypersensitivity reactions may also occur at times. Naradixic acid may cause cholestasis. Now, what is cholestasis? Cholestasis is a condition wherein there is a decrease in bile flow due to impaired secretion by hepatocytes or due to some obstruction in the bile flow. That is cholestasis. So, naradixic acid has a property of causing cholestasis, polyarthritis, paresthesia means loss of sensation, metabolic acidosis, and blood dyscrasis. Dyscrasis is disturbances in the blood elements. Whereas ciprofloxacin has more of the cardiovascular symptoms like palpitation, ventricular ectopy, hypertension, and angina. So that's all we have covered with sulfonamides topic. Thank you.